First Cow stars John Magaro as Cookie, a skilled cook who travels west and joins a group of fur trappers in Oregon, though he only finds true connection with a Chinese immigrant named King Lu, played by Orion Lee, also seeking his fortune, and soon the two collaborate on a successful business. Like a few of 2020's smaller releases, this suffered an unfortunate fate where it was given a limited theatrical release in March, and then a week later, the pandemic hit, theaters shut down, and it didn't really get its time to shine until it came to VOD in July. This is brought to us by one of my favorite film companies, A24, and it's written and directed by Kelly Richard, whose style can take a bit of time to warm up to. She has a very minimalistic approach to filmmaking, with much less of a focus on huge dramatic moments, instead opting for a quieter, more subtle approach to most of her films. And that's essentially what we get here. The movie is an interesting mix, as it has the look of a western, but it's not action heavy or deals with any of the typical themes of a western. Instead, it takes on more of the tone that you'd see in a period piece that takes place in the 1500s or 1600s, as opposed to the 1800s when this takes place. And I'll be honest, those typically aren't my sort of movies, so I went into this one with a little bit of caution, but I gotta say, it's actually much better than I expected it to be. Now, it wasn't the most consistently engaging experience to me. There were parts about it that I definitely found to be slow moving, because the pacing in some areas was a bit tedious, with these shots that didn't contain dialogue, but lingered on these mundane tasks, such as our characters cooking, and it would show us an entire process that we didn't need to see from almost start to finish. And while it's a beautiful looking film, especially many shots of the countryside, it could have cut some of those moments down, or left them out altogether. But when the film focuses on the friendship between Cookie and King Lu, I actually found it to be quite nice. I thought both lead actors were quite enjoyable, and they had some solid chemistry together. And there was this nice sense of optimism between them, as they're two people who just want to make something of themselves, and want to have something to show for their talents. Their plight is something a lot of us can relate to, and despite the period setting, the themes will translate well for a modern audience. You also have Toby Jones, someone who's always enjoyable to see whenever he pops up, as the owner of the cow in question, which Cookie and King Lu use in secret to get their small business going. This part of the plot kicks in maybe around the hour mark or so, and when it hits this part of the movie, that's actually where it gets a lot better. It's not even the fact that it gets super action heavy all of a sudden, or it turns into this completely different movie, but just seeing these two characters get so much enjoyment from their success, while also having to keep the key part of their operation such a secret, made for an enjoyable narrative. I think if the film condensed parts of the first act and cut some of the excess shots that went on for a bit too long out, it would have been truly top notch. And maybe for those who enjoy these slower period pieces, maybe you will enjoy it a lot more. Again, these are really not my sort of movies, but for me it was still good. Not exactly one of my favorite A24 movies, but it certainly made for a solid watch. First Cow gets a 7 out of 10. So let me know, did you see First Cow, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the story, and what's one of your favorite A24 movies? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you next time.